the KMNN studios, this is the Kids Morning News Network.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Kids Morning News Network. It's August 12th, 2024, and I'm Alex in the KMNN studio in New York. Happy International Youth Day! If you're listening to this podcast, there's a good chance that you are, in fact, a youth. And today is all about you. The United Nations, UN for short, began International Youth Day in 1998 to bring attention to the issues youth face and also to celebrate the incredible role young people have in shaping the future of our world. Surveys show most people believe the future will be better than today, and 15 to 17-year-olds are the most optimistic. This year, the theme of International Youth Day is about using tech to make the world a better place and find sustainable solutions for the planet. It's your day. It's your world. Make the most of it. The 2024 Paris Summer Olympics wrapped up last night. Team USA finished up at the top of the leaderboard with 126 medals, 40 of them gold. It ended on a high note with both the men's and women's basketball teams taking home gold. One of the most dramatic moments for Team USA in the entire Olympics was in the closing seconds of the women's basketball final against France. Kalea Copper hit a free throw to put Team USA up 3 points. With 3 seconds to go, Team France passed down court to Gabby Williams, who sunk a shot from the three-point line just as the buzzer sounded, except it turned out she'd been just a couple of inches too close to the basket in two-point territory, not a three-pointer. So Team USA finished 1 point ahead and got the gold. Over the weekend, the American athletes also took home medals in water polo, track cycling, volleyball, soccer, high jump, sport climbing, and weightlifting. Did you have a favorite Olympic event this summer? Shoot me a line and let me know. You can use the link in the episode description or email me at kidsmorningnews@gmail.com. And I may read your answer on the next podcast. A woman named Sue Hendrickson was hunting for fossils in South Dakota one day when she saw some bones at the bottom of a cliff. She looked up and saw bigger bones sticking out of the side. Well, the bones were 65 million years old. And that's long enough to wait, so I'm just going to tell you, they were the world's most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil. It had more than 90% of the T-Rex bones there, and they were all in amazingly good shape. And yes, that is a big challenge in paleontology, or the study of dinosaurs. Fossils are almost always incomplete, so paleontologists are putting a puzzle together without having all the pieces. Well, that was on this day, August 12th, back in 1990, and that T-Rex, named Sue because Sue found it, is now displayed at the Field Museum in Chicago. It is also, in addition to being one of the most complete T-Rexes ever found, it's one of the biggest, 42 feet from head to toe, and just the skull weighs a ton, 2,000 pounds. And because Sue is so well preserved, scientists figured out the T-Rexes had a great sense of smell. They know this because the smell part of the skull was huge. It was even bigger than the thinking part of the T-Rex's brain. And Sue was the first T-Rex skeleton to be found with a wishbone. That's right, a wishbone. Imagine having a 42-foot long T-Rex for Thanksgiving. If I had that wishbone, I think I'd just wish for a turkey. This helped scientists see the link between dinosaurs and modern-day birds. Now, Sue the dinosaur was about 28 years old, they figure, and scientists saw that she'd been kind of banged up while she was alive. She had injuries to her shoulder, her arm, her ribs, her leg, her tail, her back, and she had a parasite in her brain that made holes in her skull. Yikes! Life was tough for this T-Rex. Anyway, she's finally safe and resting comfortably at the Field Museum now. Happy Discovery Day, Sue. It's riddle time. Friday's riddle was, which month of the year has 28 days? The answer, all of them. If you think about it, kind of a trick riddle. Today's riddle, this is a question you can ask all day long, always get a different answer, and every answer will be correct. What is the question? It's a question you can ask all day long, always get a different answer, and every answer will be correct. So, what is the question? I'll give you the answer on Wednesday, but you've got to make sure you follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast player so you don't miss it. On this day in 1981, IBM started selling the first PC, also known as the IBM Personal Computer. And anything you use today that is a PC system is descended from that computer. Back then, Apple was a few years old, and there were other personal computers that don't exist anymore, like the Commodore 64, the Atari, and the TRS-80 from Radio Shack. Right from the beginning, IBM designed the computer so other companies could make software or apps for it. That was a new idea. With other computers, the software was usually made by the same company that made the computer. IBM also built a machine that people could work on themselves, and that was a new thing too. Well, right from the start, it was a big hit. And even though IBM doesn't even make computers anymore, the legacy of the PC lives on. The weather today will mostly occur up and down along the Rocky Mountains. West of the Rockies, you may see wind, especially in the south, and further north, smoke and haze from the wildfires. In the mountains, you may see rain, and along the Front Range, rain and maybe more wind. It's going to be warm in the southwestern deserts, in Texas, and along the Gulf Coast. Not so much everywhere else. Looks like a slight chance of rain scattered around other areas east of the Rockies. Well, that is today's show. Thank you very much for listening. If it's your first time here, welcome. Please follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast player so you don't miss an episode. I will be back on Wednesday, and I hope you are too. From the KMNN Newsroom, this is Alex signing off.